down the home stretch of the Carnivore Challenge, and the thing I was worried about, and does seem such weird thinking, is that, like, what if you get sick of steaks and burgers and eggs and whatnot? Except never really had that. Now,
yes, Ben.
Yeah, as Margaret chimes in, but you think you would at some point. It's like, man, I would just really love a big bowl of pasta, or how about some rice? But as soon as that red meat hits the grill, it's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. But I will say, and this is weird, but even as a kid, like, I love my vegetables. Like, I love broccoli, I love carrots, I love spinach, I loved all that. I love peas as a kid. So I am jonesing to get back to adding greens back into the mix, as Frank, you probably should. And this was just an extreme diet. I'm looking forward to getting my blood checked and see what the survey says. But overall, I feel phenomenal. Like, the energy is still up. I'm setting PRs in training, and I just feel even throughout the day. And like, I could probably give up coffee right now. Now I don't want to, but I think I could just maintain that even level of energy throughout the day, whether it's morning, noon, or night. Do a lot of radio stuff at night, and still having that pop, that fire late. It's really impressive to me. And just after cutting out the sugar and most of the carbs and all of the grains, it's just, we're good to go. So even after the Carnivore Challenge is over, I think I'm going to stay pretty straight keto. Just adding those veggies, those greens back in, and I think we're good to go. I mean, this is not a diet. This really is a lifestyle. So I think there might be something to be said about when you're going carnivore, or essentially ketogenic, just giving up refined sugars and grains and all that stuff. Like, your body gets used to it, and then it sort of rejects cheat meals. Like, cheat meals are great, except it really does take me a long time to just feel back normal again, because you get the bloating, you get the inflammation. And like, as part of the cheat meal this week, I had some mashed potatoes, I had some like actual pizza crust, like one slice. It was not pretty. It really was not pretty. Like, won't get into all the gory details, but let's just say, Houston, we have splashdown. Yeah, it was really, really telling. So, like, even after the Carnivore Challenge, and when I go strict keto, I don't think I'm going to be putting like flour or grains back into the thing, because it's not worth it for a couple of seconds of mouth pleasure for a couple of days, just to get back to where you once were, and also just some GI uncomfortableness. Nah. So here we are. Made it 69 days later. Actually, this is 71. Yeah, because recording this Sunday. The challenge ended on Friday, and we're back where we're started. Like, the video number 1, episode 1, we're sitting here, we're eating a steak. The dog, Cody, was also chilling in the background as well. So we made it. We did it. Results. Lost 18.1 pounds. I'm now down to 225 pounds. It varies here and there. I lost 4.1% body fat during the 69-day challenge. LDL, which was high, which was in concern level. Like, honestly, initially my doctor wanted to put me on some sort of like cholesterol medicine, but I'm like, let's give this a shot. Let's give diet and exercise a full-on shot. That is down now to normal levels, 122 milligrams per deciliter, yeah, whatever that is. Also, most of my pre-diabetic, actually all of my pre-diabetic markers like A1C are in normal levels, so they are all gone. And just anecdotally, I feel phenomenal. And I don't think this is something that I would do like as a full-time diet endeavor, but just as a reboot, just as a shock to the system, it was amazing. And it's really, initially, I did have a little bit of dip in athletic performance, but I also just might have been fat and out of shape. It's very possible too, but I found that strength is perfectly fine. I'm setting new PRs in lifting, especially like deadlift and squat. Though I'm working through a little bit of back pain from a car accident I had a couple years ago. if you want to purely do a scientific experiment, it probably would have not done any exercise, which is as weird as that sounds, because then you could chalk up the results, good, bad, or otherwise, to the diet completely. But in conjunction with a better diet and with exercise, we're having these sort of results, and I feel phenomenal. Like also the being dedicated to sleep, really trying hard to get 8 hours of sleep a night, having a having good sleep hygiene, having a routine, as it were. Just like with our 2.5-year-old daughter Margaret, there is a routine. There is brushing the teeth. There is reading the books. There is going to bed. And now with this sleep thing, it's like, oh yeah, no phones or tablets half an hour before sleep, and then some low light, and then a cup of herbal decaffeinated tea, and then you're good to go. That's really weird, but I found that just sleeping deeper, and that may be just beginning off sugars and the grains and the artificial sweeteners. I found that, like, even if I don't get that many hours of sleep, whether it's like 5, 6, 7, you still feel rested and recuperated. You can't go multiple days on that, but just because you are getting to the deeper REM cycles, it's really amazing. Libido, not bad. That's all I'll say. I mean, this is a family channel. We'll talk about that. But yeah, you can't say that this is for everyone, because all diets, I feel like there's 4 or 5 like different types of eating that will work for people. You just have to find out which one is yours. And I can't sit here and tell you like you should only eat meat, eggs, and no dairy and nothing like that, no vegetables, no grains, no sugars for 69 days, and then you'll feel fine. Like, honestly, this diet may kill some people, right? Just because they're wired that way. But it really clicked for me, and we were ready to go. Just to recap the challenge, it was 69 days of only meat, eggs. We had sardines in there, 1 cheat meal a week, and 2 beers a week. Oh, also, this is a weird aside, because on Friday night, like, our big cheat meal was always pizza, right? And I started doing up this really delicious ketogenic pizza. We'll have a recipe on this channel eventually, since we're going keto is the next frontier. Yeah. And one night I was like, man, I just really want the crust. I just really want the flour crust, because we make a really good like old school rustic flour dough, and I had some, and it was like 3/4 of the way through the challenge, so the body and that digestive system was not used to grains and flours and wheat and whatnot, and it was not good. Like digestive wise, it was a trip, because the body just adapted to doing without wheat, and it was burning fat, and you were in a ketogenic state, and it was just how you're rolling, right? And this is unfortunate too, because I love beer. I did love beer, but now, like, even like having 1 beer or 2, it just doesn't sit right. It just doesn't sit the same, because it's not like back in the day when I was drinking a couple beers, maybe like 3, 4, 5 nights a week, especially going hard on the weekend. The body just gets adapted, and it changes, and I don't know. It's like everything I do. Like, I know that some people have sort of chastised the experiment, even though the entire step of the way I was working with my doctor, I was getting my blood work monitored, and making sure I wasn't falling off a cliff. My uric acid levels actually dropped, because I get that a lot. It's like, oh, what about gout? No. I think gout is more directly tied to sugar, as a lot of health issues are, but that's a whole argument for another day. It was much smarter people than myself and my bro science, yeah. But I don't know, like everything that I do is wired to try and make my meat suit last longer. Try and live a little bit longer, be healthier, because if you were strong yesterday, chances are you'll be strong today, chances are you'll be strong tomorrow, and that's what I want to do. Like, I want to be the old guy at that gym who can still out deadlift you. Like, that's my goal, because I want to be around for my daughter, my future kids, my future grandkids, because my father passed away very, very young, and he never got to see his beautiful granddaughter, who would have been the best grandpa in the world, and he died of cancer very young. never really exercised a day in his life. Diet was not great. It's the standard like Western American diet, and that I'm sure was a contributing factor to him getting cancer or him not being able to fight cancer the way that you maybe could have. And it's really unfortunate. I don't blame him at all, because also there's like millions and hundreds of millions of Americans that are still in that same boat, and also the rest of the world too. And I'm not here to preach that you should only eat meat and eggs, or a ketogenic diet, which is going to be the next part of this channel, but it worked for me. And if you want to try it for yourself, maybe it'll work for you too. And again, I'm not advocating it, because different strokes for different folks. I mean, I'm sure people will get similar results from a vegan diet or a Mediterranean diet or a high carb diet or whatever you, well, probably not a high carb diet because of the sugars and grains, but I'm very happy. Like, honestly, the 69 days nice were just great. And they weren't as difficult as I thought, although people ask, like, repetitive eating, like, do you ever get sick of eating steak? Because, like, yeah, sometimes I was ready, like, man, I would really just love a green leafy salad. How about some avocados? How about some nice heirloom tomatoes? Ooh, a little bit of buffalo mozzarella in there, and abundanza, the really good extra virgin olive oil. But then that meat, that steak, just hits that grill, and then, like, some, like, caveman part of your brain just, like, I'm back in. Let's go eat a mastodon. Yeah, but I had great results. And if you want to ask me anything about it, all my information is down below at Andy Carlson Show, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. And let's connect and let's talk about it, and let's keep on rolling. But that's closing the chapter. That is it. 69-day carnivore challenge is in the book. I want to thank very much Dr. Sean Baker for inspiring this, and he's doing great work out there as well. Yes. But other than that, stay hungry. Let's go.